We were able to make over $50,000 in just 15 days, which is crazy. I remember you saying that you and the operator you had worked with previously, after like months and months of working together, had only made like 17,000.
It wasn't like months and months. We were already going into the second year of
Second
working together.
year.
Yes.
We were able to do like triple that in less than a month, obviously. So that must have been
Exactly.
a nice switch up, yeah?
Of course, of course. That persistence that you have. I'm telling you, that's one thing that I learned from you. I don't take no for an answer, and I learned it from you.
I like that. In our first call together, we bonded over God. That was a...
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say that I really like when I'm partnering with people that are of faith, because it's just nice to know that people like have better morals going into it no matter what. So I appreciate that about you, and I like that you're very like open about it on your social medias.
Yes, yes, yes. Likewise, likewise.
It's cool.
Every time you just be like, no, you should trust me. Then I was like,
Yeah.
why am I supposed to trust you?
Are you glad you trusted me? I guess.
I am. I'm totally glad that you say what you say, then you deliver what you said. You'd always come to the rescue. You'd always have a solution. Then I was like, you know what? This is a genuine person.
Okay, cool. I'm here today with Esther. I don't want to introduce you too much. I'll let you do it for yourself. So who are you? What do you do? And who do you help?
All right. I am Dr. Esther Makaripe. I'm a professional trader. I've been trading for 6 years plus, and I've worked with over 80 students in, one-on-one, to help them become consistently profitable traders.
Let's go. Yeah, it's going super well. They're all doing really great, but we'll get into that as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess let's just give like a little bit of a background before we just talk about the first launch. What was your actual like life looking like before you and I started working together? Like what was your day to day? Because obviously they don't know. I know, but like they don't know.
Well, it depends on what exactly, in terms of what you're asking about how my day-to-day life was, in terms of like trading, in terms of like working with students, in terms of like what exactly.
No, just in general, like what did a normal day look like for you? Because well, I don't know how much you want to get into like the doctor stuff, and then after the launch you ended up traveling, but like before, what were you doing?
Well,
And yeah.
yeah, all right. So before we launched and all of those things, my days were pretty hectic to be honest, because that was the time I just graduated. I just became a new doctor and all of those things. I had exams. It was just crazy. I mean, like, and then yeah, that's all I can say. It was just crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, you're definitely very busy, to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I guess one more question before we talk about like the launch and the results and stuff like that. Like, just quickly, like what do you think was the most frustrating part about where you were at before we started working together? Is it just like how busy you were, or was there something else?
All right. Honestly, it was the lack of information, right? So I feel like when I worked with you, I
Hmm.
just got to know a lot more things. I learned a lot from you, let's just say the least, right?
Hmm.
Because like I've worked with people in the past, and this is honestly, I really didn't like, in fact, get the results that I expected from them, and also
Hmm.
do not learn anything from them. So I always believe that, anyone I meet or anyone I get to like, hang around with or talk to or discuss with, at least, as much as you learn one thing from me, I learned something from you. So that's what I can say is something that stands out, that I really learned a lot of things from you and how you work.
Sweet. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's get straight into it then.
Yeah.
Crazy to even think about it and say it out loud. We're going to definitely hit even better numbers later, but we were able to make over $50,000 in just 15
Yes, sir.
days, which is crazy. Um,
Yes, sir.
it just feels insane to even say that out loud, but how does that feel like to just really like hear that number?
Well, it feels good. I mean, like it feels good. It feels good. It does feel good, especially after, you've worked, because we worked back to back recording and all of those things. We put in the effort, and then like it's always like it's like when your trade hits full take profit after you've respected all your rules, So yeah, you always feel good about that. So like yeah,
For
I'll say it
sure.
feels good. It feels
It's
good.
all it's always good to see like the hard work pay off, no matter what it
Exactly.
is. Like even if there's not money involved, but when there's money, it
Exactly.
makes it even sweeter.
That's what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's different for you than a lot of others because, you're already very successful, but what does that number in that short of a time frame like really mean for your life? Like not just the business that we have going here, but just like your actual life and like what you were able to do with your day to day. Obviously, you traveled immediately after. I don't know if that played into it, but how did that affect your life?
All right. Yeah, I mean, we make money from, let me speak for myself, right? Make money from trading and, I've been seeing the numbers and all that, but I never take any amount of money for granted, right? As like we always look at it and it always has a function for something. If I tell you that that money that we made from that time, it played a major role in building a house for my mom, right?
Hmm.
So it's not like, when you're doing projects, even if you're making money from trading, it's not like you just take all the money that you have and just put it in one place. Everything is
Right.
budgeted like a normal person, right? You have budgets, you have, expenses, you have things. So if we see like, that amount of money, when I saw that amount of money coming into my wallet, I was like, oh, wow, thank God, this is going to just cover up for that, for that, for that. And it was
Yeah,
just super good, super helpful. And I
for
just felt
sure.
good about it.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, everyone has their own like things that they have to be dealing with. So it's honestly a
Yeah.
good thing that you're able to put it towards all those things and not just blow it all on something
Of
big.
course. We done past that age.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, like if you had to put a number of 1 to 10 on how much your life has changed, obviously you already are successful in your own right, but just with what you were able to do in the short term from the money that you made from this launch, like number 1 to 10, what would you say?
All right. So, like I said at the beginning, I never take any amount of money for granted, right? Even if I get another payout for like, $20,000, $8,000, it always works like into a major part of whatever I'm doing at that moment. So I would definitely not even over exaggerate it, put it a 10 out of 10 because we definitely needed that money. And, it was put into something that was functional, that we can touch, that we can see. I traveled to like three different countries after we got that payout. It's not something that I took from my bank account. It's something that, it just came in and we utilized it. We roofed the house, we built the structure, we're finishing it right now. And I can't rate that anything like lower than a
Yeah,
10 out of 10 because it has helped our lives a lot.
let's go. Let's go. That's cool. It's cool to hear you say that you're able to put that money to use in other businesses
Yeah,
like real estate stuff and things like that. That's really cool for
yeah.
sure. Okay. Well, now that we've covered that, let's take it back a little to like when we first connected. What was going on in that point? Like where were you at with, this side of the business, like the info stuff and coaching in general and what made you actually respond to my messages, I guess is a good question.
All right. What made me respond to your messages was like you're a little persistent, right? So you won't leave a person alone. I was like, what the hell? I was like, okay, what is it talking about? I've done seen these messages 5 billion times. Like these people are always texting me, And then I just opened. I think you sent me a video or something like that, and then it just when I saw it and I saw your results and I saw like how you've been working with your team and stuff like that, I was like, because I had already said I'm not going to work with you guys anymore after I worked with one person like that, and then he just did like a trashy job for me. I was like, you know what, I might as well just do my things by myself. And then, when after I looked through the video you sent me and everything, it sounded very interesting and you sounded like you knew what you were doing. And that's why I said that I learned a lot from you because of the way you just structure your whole, process and stuff like that. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let me respond. And then after that, you sounded like a cool person. I was like, oh, you know what? At first, I was like, guys, this guy's bothering me, honestly. And then, yeah, from there, we just like, continued.
I'll try to find a clip of it if I have a recording, but I like that in our first call together, we bonded over God. That was yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was a good
remember.
thing.
Also, I just want to say that I really like when I'm partnering with people that are of faith because it's just nice to know that people like have better morals going into it no matter what. So I appreciate that about you, and I like that you're very like open about it on your social medias.
Yes, yes, yes. Likewise,
Yeah,
likewise.
it's cool.
That made me
Yes,
feel
yes.
excited about our working relationship because it's
Actually.
always good when you can have God in the center of things.
Exactly. And at first, right, when we actually thought in my head, I was like, this guy. does he really think he wants to use God as leverage right now? Because I thought that you were trying to form, like, you're trying to be like, oh, God, God. I was like, really? But then at least the thing I like about you is it didn't stop on that day, right? You would
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
me,
yeah.
oh, when we have calls, you're like, oh, I'm just coming from church, and oh, God, this, thank God, and those type of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It wasn't just like that one day. And yeah, it just made things a lot more easier.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I obviously I have a lot of calls with people as well, and I can tell when someone is like using it, trying to use it as leverage, and it bothers me because that's like the most important thing, like God,
Yeah.
at least to me. So when people do that, I feel a little bit weird about it. So I'm glad that you picked up that it wasn't like fake,
Yeah, yeah.
at least after a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you responded. I'm glad that we were able to right the wrong of how the previous person that you worked with did. Um,
Mhm.
I guess you might have already answered this, but like, what's the difference between how I approached you versus how everyone else who came to you trying to do the same thing with you is? Like, what is the difference between the way that I approached you and them?
All right. First of all, mine is the fact that you are very persistent,
Yeah.
right? The other guys, they never really like, they don't show that they want it, right? They don't show that they are ready to, like how they say that if you want to sell someone something, show them that you are ready. It's not like you just, oh, whoever wants, and no, you're not like that, right? You
Right.
actually are interested in, what, I can help you build this thing. And then when you then send the video, or I don't know what that thing was that you sent me that had the whole breakdown of everything, you
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
yeah, when I listened to it, you didn't sound like everyone else. I don't know how to put it. It's not like you weren't saying, oh, in your mentorship, I see that you don't have this and then you don't have that. You went into detail, like how you're going to do it, how you break it down, how you saw a loop here and how we can fix it,
Mm-hmm.
how it will take, how many days it will take. It was just like proper, straight to the point. Like, I was like, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. And yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
is how it's
appreciate that.
different.
I think that's a good way to do business is just be very straightforward and utilize the knowledge that you have and expertise, and then good things will come, and just always be honest as well. It's an important piece
Yeah.
too.
That's
Cool.
true. And honestly, I wasn't, and not even like to say that, I don't know how to put it, but then like that persistence that you have, that one there, that is very, very good in business. Is very, very important. I'm telling you, that's one thing that I learned from you. I'm telling
Uh-huh.
you right now, I don't take no for an answer, and I learned it from you.
Let's
That is
go.
from you. Yeah.
That's
So that is
great.
very good.
That's sweet. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, what do you think you were struggling with most back then? Like you said, you had worked with another operator before, right?
hmm
Yeah, so what was like the biggest issue at that point?
At the point where I worked with him or after.
Yeah, well, I know there was a little bit of a time period between the previous guy you worked with and me, but like at the end of your time with him and why you guys stopped working together leading up to, working with me, like what was the biggest issue that you were facing, whether it was like something he did wrong or just something that you knew you needed another team member to do like me?
Well, in short, I was just trying to do everything by myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the biggest issue that I had, right? I was trying to run a company by myself, in short,
Yeah,
right? So
which is
everything,
tough.
yeah, that is tough, right? Trying to do sales, marketing, coaching, recording, advertising, everything. It was just like on one person, and then when you then came into the picture, it just as if they took the load off, right? And you and your team, because it's not like you are just working as one person, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have an entire team. And when we then broke down all the things that this one does that, this one does that, this one does that, it just made everything so easy. I didn't even understand, like, I was struggling with this. Everything was just like so perfect. And then we even made more money than what I was making trying to do it by myself.
Yeah, perfect. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad we were able to do it. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I remember you saying that you and the operator you had worked with previously, after
Yeah.
like months and months of working together, had only made like 17,000 or something like that from coaching. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we were able to do like triple that in like less than a month, obviously. So that must have been a
Exactly.
nice switch up. Yeah.
Of course, of course. I always tell you, I was like, that was very good. That was excellent. From what I was coming from, that's an upgrade.
Yeah. How frustrated were you getting? Like, if you can be honest with me, like, how frustrated were you getting after working with someone like that for like months and months and just like really not seeing the results that they told you or promised you?
All right. So first of all, it wasn't like months and months. We were already going into the second year of
Second
working together.
year.
Yeah. So when I saw that I'm going to literally waste another year with this person making $17,000, then I was like, you know what? Mm-mm. And then the launches they'll take like so long, and everything was just like really crazy. I was getting frustrated, very frustrated in the sense that you used to come with results. Like when I then told him that we can't work together, you'd come and tell me that, you know what? Oh, look at what I did with this person today. We made this and such an amount, and he has less followers than you. Then I was like, okay, so what the hell are you saying? Because like, how am I getting lower results than a person that has? And you're telling me that you're able to do this, and then I was like, no. That time I was so frustrated. I was like, come on, like you said you could produce results, and you're telling me another person has. You've given another person good results, and me, I'm just here. Then I was like, you know what? It's cool. This, I think, whatever you're doing, I can literally do it by myself. These numbers you're pulling, I can also pull them by myself without, minus or plus, whatever. Then
Yeah.
I told him, yeah, I was really frustrated. Then I sent him a message. I was like, you know what, because of this and that and that and that, whatever you said to me at the beginning is not what you have delivered over all this time. And I don't think we're a good fit.
Yeah, that's very fair. Yeah, it sounds smart in theory to leverage your results with other people, but then after realizing you've been doing work with that person for 2 years and they can't produce anywhere near those results, like why would you
I
trust them?
imagine. You
Okay.
see that.
Yeah. Well, I something I've noticed through our time working together is it's very clear to me that you're a very smart woman and you're obviously very motivated as well. So I guess
Yeah,
my
thank
question
you.
is why couldn't you just figure everything else out on your own? Is it just like the amount of work or like why obviously you could figure it out, but why didn't you want to figure everything out on your own?
All right, so I think that it we can answer that in a lot of different ways. Also, first of all, I was very busy. Like you said, maybe I would have figured it out. It's like trading, right? At the end of the day, okay, I always link everything to trading. Forgive me, right? I
It's
took,
okay.
yeah, it took me 3 years to break even or to figure it out by myself. But if someone works with me, we just have to do it in a few weeks. You
Yeah.
understand? So that's the example that I can give there. Like, let's say I try to figure out everything by myself. It would have taken me like a long time, maybe, the same 3 years or 4 years to just do it by myself, something that you and your team just did for me in just 15 days.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of, why didn't you do it by yourself? You can never, I don't know, you can't ever function by yourself in a company or anything. You just need a team at the end of the day, right? So that's why
100%.
I think, yeah, that's why I think that by myself, I don't think I could have done it like as fast or yeah, in short like that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, well, you obviously have tried other things before, like you worked with that operator and, you've done some of it on your own as well. If you had to choose one thing, like what do you think made the difference between those things that you've tried and working with me and my team? Like one thing that made the most difference for you?
Well, I'll say that the way everything is just structured, right? The way everything is in a system, right? The way everything is, I don't know, it's planned before we get there. We plan the end before we even start, okay, in short, right? You remember
Hmm.
how we had the whole roadmap of I never had no roadmap in all of my mentorships and everything. But then right now we don't function with no roadmap. Every time we talk to a person, they have to know what a roadmap is. So I think that's one thing that stood out. It's very organized. It's very, you
Hmm.
know exactly what you have to do when you are. That is thing is very impressive. Let me tell you, well done on that. Right?
Yeah.
When you know that on this particular day you should have done this and you are very, very punctual with your stuff. Right?
Yeah.
I can even say on my end, I was really delaying sometimes because of my busy schedule. Right? That is so true. I would delay sometimes, but then you had written down for me, like, whilst we are like 1 month before I have to do, oh, you need to do this, that, that, that. And then whenever I tell you, I can't think about a script or I need this, can you please help me with a script? can you please help me to then cut out one of this video, edit this for me? You were
Mhm.
always there to just help and assist. So that thing really stood out from how I worked with your team.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember you saying during the process that you liked my organization. You would say
Yeah,
that compared to the people you've worked with in the past, like I was very organized. So, I
exactly.
yeah, thank you for that. Okay. Um, yeah, well, I think you said that the persistence is really what made you, reach back out to me. But if you could say, like, is there one thing that made you decide to work with me specifically? Like, after all the messages, after the videos, after our first call, I think it took I think we had two different calls before we really, solidified that we were going to work together. Is there something that made you, like, specifically decide to work with me? Like, one thing?
If I am being honest, there is not a thing that I can point out
Yeah.
outside of that fact that you were very persistent, right? I
Yeah.
can't really honestly, let me tell you, after I spoke to you on the first call, the second call, and then I told you exactly what I had gone through, right? How I'd worked with you and then with the other guys, and then you were like, you laid down everything for me, and then I was just like, you know what? I don't understand why this person would want to waste their time. That's what I
Hmm.
just thought. I was like, I don't understand
Okay.
why you want to waste your time, and if you're not just a serious person, especially because I really think I was being really hard headed then, right? I was like, no, what if this doesn't this? What if no, I don't agree on this, blah blah blah. And then every time you just be like, no, you should trust me. That's what you. Oh, that was your favorite word. You're like,
Yeah.
trust me. Then I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
why am I supposed to trust you?
It's understandable. It's
Yeah,
understandable. That's the one thing that I always lead with when I before I work with people is like the last thing I say before we ever decide to sign any sort of contract is if we're going to work together, I need you to trust me because you're
that's exactly
hiring
what
me.
you said.
Yeah, seriously. It's important because if they don't, then I can't do what I'm hired to do and then
Mhm.
things just will always go worse. It's super important. Are you glad you trusted me, I
I
guess?
am. I'm totally glad I trust. No, but it's true for real. Like you really stood on your word, and then you'd show up. That's I don't know, maybe it's because I've never worked with anyone that was like that, right? You say what you say, then you deliver what you said. You said we should trust. Okay, okay, do this, give me that, and then if I can't provide it or whatever, you'd always find ways to go about it, right? You'd always find another solution. I'm struggling with VPN. The other time I was struggling with network and all those things. You'd always come to the rescue. You'd always have a solution. You'd always have, okay, open this bank account. Okay, da 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 da. Everything just
Yeah,
was so smooth with you. So, I
100%.
mean,
Yeah, we
yeah,
we definitely faced a couple of issues like because of like geographical region and stuff like that,
yeah,
like payment processing, all of that stuff. That was
yeah,
a big hurdle that we had to climb, but we got
yeah.
there. We got there for sure.
Because of
Um,
your persistence again. I think you were also persisting with the other guys. You're like,
oh
oh, we
yeah.
need to.
Oh, yes I was. Yes I was.
You see?
Okay. Well, was there anything that almost stopped you from saying yes? When we had our call to work together, is there anything that you were like, okay, maybe this will stop me from saying yes?
If I'm being honest, it was just my past experience. That is what I
Okay.
had in my mind, not because of you or whatever you were presenting to me, because I've only worked with one person like before you, right?
Hmm.
So, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? It's okay. I can do my thing by myself,
Right.
right? So it was because of that experience and nothing else really that I could have just pointed out that would have caused me to say no. There was nothing really.
Yeah, okay. And then we just talked about trust a little bit and how that's very important in a relationship, but was there a specific moment where you fully trusted me after me saying trust me, trust me, trust me? Like was there one thing that finally made you like realize, okay, I do actually trust this person?
Do you know what? The funny thing is, I never really did not trust you. That is the honest thing, right? I always made it seem as if I never trusted you like that. But then after you went through like the what you call this the many charts, blah 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 blah,
Yeah,
and
the mini
then
chat.
yes, after you and then yeah, many charts, you connected everything. You didn't force your way into like when someone says no, you respected it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say that in short. Like, let's say you say, okay, can I access this for such and such a reason? Then I'll be like, yeah, you know what? Nah, it's not really there. You'd always find a solution to go about it the other way That
Yeah.
made me trust you. You never forced yourself to say, no, we need this for the launch. You should do it because of that. No,
Yeah.
you were just like, you know what, it's fine, but it would be nice next time if you trust me, it would make things easier. Then I was like, you know what, this is a genuine person.
Yeah. That was funny. I definitely remember asking a couple of times because there were times where like posting story sequences or being added as a YouTube manager and things like that would have made things a
Yeah,
little bit easier. But
yeah,
understandably, you didn't necessarily just want to give your login stuff away immediately.
you
So
understand.
after like 3, 4 times of me being like, "Hey, could I please? It will make things easier." I was just like, "Okay, well, just if we do well, can you please trust me for the next launch?"
The next
And
line,
you're like
and definitely.
100%.
You see, now I trust you with my logins.
Yeah.
You can definitely become my YouTube manager.
Cool. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
what was like the first win that we had together that you can pinpoint? Like, when did you like really start believing that this was actually going to work? Like when we started putting it in motion.
Oh, 24 hours after we launched. That
Yeah.
is when I believed, because, like, when we launched, I think when we gave in the first, when you collected the leads and everything, then
Yeah.
like we opened the launch, and then the amount of calls. I think that day you showed me like your screen, and then you were like, "Look at how many calls." I was like, and then also you were doing it like around 3 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
You see,
Oh yeah.
I was like, I knew that. Do you know what? I don't know if you watch these podcasts and stuff like that, where people say that you have to do something until it's impossible not to win. You know.
Exactly.
So you being awake at 3 a.m. and doing all of these things, having like billions of calls back to back, I was like, he's putting in this work that it is impossible not to just win. So that
Exactly.
is when I believed that we would make it. I really did believe then.
100%. Yeah, like the 2 days leading up to the actual launch and the launch. So those 3 days, out of those 72 hours, I slept for 8 hours. I
Imagine.
remember. And
So
then
why would it not work?
yeah, and then it worked out. I think the first day we collected 11,000, which was like just
Yeah.
really good to see and a great way to start things off from all of those calls, which is great.
Yeah,
Um,
it was insane.
well, how did you feel in that moment? Like when you saw that playing out live after, all of that build up and the work that we did, how did that make you feel?
Made me feel good. In fact, I was talking about it with my trader friends. I was like, damn, look at this guy. Look at what he did. I was shocked. I was like, this is the amount we collected with the whole entire launch. He's just done it in 2 days. And then they were hyping you up. Let me tell you, that's what they were like, so, if we just do this guy, he's really good at his job. Give me his number, give me his number. I was like, no, he is my team member, that type of thing. I was being a little selfish.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Well, if there was like one problem that you could pinpoint, like what do you think is the biggest problem that we solved by working together that you were facing?
All right, like the biggest problem I had was I never had a proper system, a proper structure of my whole entire thing. It was just haphazardly, like every other trader that you offer mentorship, you offer signals, so just all over the place, right? When you guys came in, you just helped me to structure it more like the actual LLC that we are now, right? And that was also thanks to your team and you, where you made me to, what, if we have it like this, it's a proper company, it's more organized now. Like it just
Right.
makes sense right now. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
like
like any other YouTube forex trader anymore.
we turned it into a real business.
It's a real business now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, really quickly we can touch on this and then I'll just get us out of here with the last couple questions is how are your students from this launch like doing right now? And are they getting results that you were hoping for?
My students are doing perfectly fine. They're doing more than excellent. If I
Let's
am
go.
being honest, I am way more impressed with these. This is like you got high quality students.
Let's
I
go.
can say that. They are
That's
really
good,
doing
yeah.
well.
Do you
They are
think that
really
the
doing.
structure of like the mentorship and having that roadmap and stuff is helping them too?
Of course, yes, it's one of the major things that is helping them. And I don't know, like it's like you people when you closed the closes when they close the people, they just close the right people that are ready to learn. Like it's like you were filtering out. You see that this person is not ready, this one is ready, and I'm just working with people that are ready to put in the work. And you, of course, anyone would have one or two problems with other students and stuff like that. We did encounter that, but then the overall, the majority of them they're doing actually very, very good.
Yeah. Okay, if we never worked together and you just kept doing everything on your own, where do you think you would be right now with the coaching business?
Well,
Think
I
you would
would
have found
really.
someone else, or you would have just tried to keep doing it on your own?
Well, I mean, me, I couldn't, I wouldn't, honestly, like, I'm a big believer in God, so I can't really down say anything about, I just believe that God is always just putting me in places. Like how you
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
you my way, he just, you would have just made a way again for me. So like, I don't know, like where I
You'd
would
be all
be.
right. You'd be all
I
right.
don't know, I'll be fine.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
vision from here look like? Obviously, you and I know we've spoken about it, but what does the next, 6 to 12 months look like for you and for us with this company, this business?
All right, it looks for now we are already planning looking forward to our next launch, which is going to be awesome. We have
Hmm.
already discussed how I mean we've seen areas that we need to work on. We're going to improve a lot and we're going to make a lot more money than we made in this particular launch this
Yes,
time.
we
So
are.
the next 6 months are going to be beautiful. Us working together, I see that it's going to be just like it's going to be amazing. When we make this video, we'll refer back and we'll just laugh at you know what is actually happening right now.
100%. Okay. Yeah, last two questions right here. So, somebody is watching this right now that is in a similar or the exact same spot as you were in when we started working together. What would you say to that person?
All right, I would say trust Trey. He knows what he's doing.
Let's go. Let's go.
Honestly, I would say
Okay.
trust. If you don't want to stress yourself, I mean, like you can learn from me. I wanted to just like be hard. Of course, it's always important to like do your due diligence. You want to be safe with your things and stuff like that. But he actually knows what he's doing and he's very genuine. So yes, not that I'm really not even trying to market you or to sell you or send anything. I'm being honest. If I had seen myself, if I was going to give myself advice from back then, I would
Uh-huh.
totally give you all my lucky details and do everything for me. I wouldn't even stress myself, because you know what you're doing. So that is exactly what I would tell them.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. Kind of, I mean, you might have the same answer as what you just said, but if there's someone who's like really on the fence and like considering working with me, what would you say to them? Just trust
So,
me?
no, they shouldn't consider. In fact, you know what? You can't fall if you don't climb. But what's the point of living your whole life on the ground?
Yeah, that's a great
You
saying.
understand? Yeah. So you
Take
are
the
on the
leap.
exactly. You will not fall if you want to. What's the point of not trying? Okay, just try him. Like just trust me. Don't trust him. Trust me. I have seen it. I've worked with him. Right. Then I think you will be fine. If it's bad, like you won't die. That's the
Yeah.
worst that can happen. You're not going to die.
Yes.
So if you're not dying, why can't you just try it? You're gonna make you'll make a lot more money than whatever you're making right now, and it just doesn't make sense. You might as well
Yeah.
just try it.
For sure. Perfect. Okay, well, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for your time, Esther. And hopefully, the next time they see a video of us together, we will be at double the amount, hopefully over $100,000 in less than a
No,
month.
no, not hopefully.
We
When they see the
will.
next video, yeah, when they see the next
We
video of
will
us,
be.
we'll be telling them how we made over $100,000, and it's
Yes,
gonna
we
be
will.
amazing.
Let's
Yes,
go. Thank you so
no
much for your
problem.
time.
Thank you for having me.